Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular, mystery reading at number 673. Before getting into this reading, chances are that most of the people watching this video are not subscribed, so if you are a reoccurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and would like to help support the growth of my channel, feel free to do so by sticking around, hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it so you don't miss an upload if you feel called to. My current goal is 500 subscribers so I can have access to offering channel memberships. So if you do decide to support my channel, thank you very much. Okay, so I just got fixated on this paper that I have that helps me, keep track of, how I want to do my readings. And when I was making this spread that I've been using for a little bit, I was going to record video number 669. So if that reading feels significant to you, or 625, there could be confirmation. There could also be messages there that you might not know about, but I'm going to go ahead and get into interpreting the number 673 now. For some reason this number is giving me deja vu, so maybe this is a very specific number for someone. 673. The number 6 is about unconditional love, unhealthy attachments, and a devilish temptation type of energy. There's also wisdom with the number 7, which that number 7 there has been feeling very, very significant lately. So I definitely feel that there is something here that you're being called to learn, to become aware of. It feels like there's some knowledge here that you need to gain to help you. I'm thinking of that saying or phrase or whatever where knowledge equals power. Like money. Money and knowledge are power. Wow, that's interesting. Take that however it resonates for you, and if it doesn't resonate, that's okay. With the number 3, this is about communicating, expressing yourself, healing, growing, and expanding. I feel really drawn towards the healing and growing part of the number 3, as well as a little bit of, the self-expression. I feel that you are being called to be honest with yourself, so you can be honest with those around you to create. There's something secure and safe about the truth. Other than change, truth is the only constant in life. The lies always change. If you do feel called to think deeply on something, this is your confirmation. It feels like you're feeling really, really spiritually connected in some way, and your spirit guides want you to follow that calling that you feel, that spiritual calling. Maybe there's something significant here about the brain. Well, I just heard intelligence and then intelligenza, which I think is intelligence in Italian, I don't know. But this makes me feel like that your ancestors want you to... One second. They want you to recognize and embrace how smart and intelligent and capable and powerful you actually are. If you don't feel like those things, you're not being honest with yourself in some way, it feels like. Keep healing and gaining wisdom, learning things, becoming stronger emotionally, physically, spiritually. There's a big focus here on growth, and I feel like a lot of that growth is coming from self-love, letting go of unhealthy attachments, unhealthy relationships, toxic work environments. I feel like you're really being called to prioritize you and your needs, and then once that's all set and you're meeting anyone else's needs that you have to think of, then you can focus on what you want and what you desire. And I think your spirit guides really want you to know how worth it you are when it comes to building the foundation that you need, to put it bluntly, to make your dreams come true. I feel like you're really being called to focus on and question what, where, who you feel called to. So listen to your intuition, your inner voice. Also know the difference between your intuition and your fears. That's an important message too. So 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 3 is 16, 1 plus 6 is 7, and boy, didn't I tell you that number was significant. 1 second. There is an unbelievable amount of focus here on wisdom, intelligence. Your ancestors are really here supporting this. There could be Russian ancestors present for somebody, but definitely don't have to be. I just now look down at the timer and it's the number 7 surrounded by a bunch of zeros. So I feel like the wisdom, the awareness, the reflection is the key to something, to some sort of power, even if you don't know what it is. There's like, I feel like power with purpose, and the letter P's are sticking out to me, and I just got a vision of this book that I'm reading called The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Reading it very slowly, but that's okay. Reading for me isn't, I'm more drawn to things like writing and video editing, you know? But there could be messages here as well about following your creativity. What do you want to create? You can create anything. And it's like there's choices here, important choices. And that's why it's important to be honest with yourself, because you can't make honest choices if you're leading with lies. You know, and honest choices are what's going to get you your dreams, the abundance, the peace, literally something that is priceless. I'm going to use the Prisma Visions Tarot now to look more into your current situation, or what the focus of this reading is going to be. I feel in general here that it's important for you to be aware of your focus. I felt something significant here about Artemis, which I think is a type of god or goddess. Those could be very specific for you, because I have been picking up on deities because of the ancestor readings that I did. Your ancestors are very much present, and I just looked down at the timer and I saw the number 9 surrounded by a bunch of zeros, and that's a sign about your purpose and helping the world release what no longer works. This is about turning your pain into potential. These things that frustrate you about your life or things in the world, you can go out and do something about it. But maybe focusing in general is something that's hard, achieving goals, and you need to work on those skills, the skills that you need to grow into who you deserve to be and who the world needs. I feel like we're all being called to do that, to give to ourselves and give back. So let's go ahead and draw out this card now. I'm seeing a number 10 surrounded by a bunch of zeros, and then it changed to 101. Okay, so, ooh, okay. I have the Death card with the heart chakra. There's some planet symbol here. I'm not sure what it is. Feel free to look it up if you feel called to, but I do know that that zodiac sign is Scorpio. And the Death card also has the number 13 on it. I first want to talk about that 10 earlier. That's just another nudge or reminder from your spirit guides, your ancestors, the universe, etc., whatever you believe in, trying to make their presence known to you. They want you to know that they are there, and they want to help you. So never feel like you have to go through this alone, whether it's spiritual or, you know, just a human to human connection. I just saw 111 on the timer, which is a sign to trust yourself. And I just looked at the card, and there's also technically a 111 right there. So definitely really, really trust yourself. The letter X could be significant as well. I feel a lot of beauty in this energy, even if it may not look like it. There is something beautiful about endings, and I just heard all good things must come to an end, but like not in a bad way, just accepting that that's how life is. No, everything is temporary. The only constant is change, and change is what you're being called to embrace right now. I feel like there could potentially be something here about reflecting, rewiring your brain, changing the way that you look at yourself, the way that you look at the world, basically reinventing who you are, or inventing who you are on a soul level, whichever one resonates with you. If I haven't said it already, this Death card emphasizes earlier what I said about cycles. All of the zeros that I've been talking about, zeros represent cycles, something coming to an end, and therefore something must be coming to, or something should be starting, something new. And it's definitely something big. I saw the number 123. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. There's an ending here, and you're being called to embrace that ending with trust in the universe, your spirit guides, whatever higher powers you believe in, the gods, the goddess, the deities, the aliens, whatever you believe in. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it, but there is the heart chakra. Scorpio is a water sign. There's something strong here about your emotions. I'm hearing that track that I play that sounds like water. You might know what I'm talking about, and that feels significant for some reason. I really feel like there's a choice here between self-love and patience. Or maybe you're being called to embrace both. Definitely patience towards yourself. I think being more patient with yourself will help you be more patient with life in general, other people. Always, there's an interesting perspective that I'm getting here. It's like, as much as you misunderstand people, understand that you have the potential to be equally as misunderstood. So maybe there's something here about, remembering that most of the people in the world, or at least the majority of the people in the world, want what's best for themselves. They want what's best for everybody. They want to live in peace. More people are willing to collaborate rather than compete. And I say that with a little bit of hesitancy because, you know, you follow your intuition. And pay attention to the messages that resonate for you. The number 13 on this card has two messages. I also just felt that there might be a double-edged sword here, or maybe like a catch-22. The number 13, first off, is a sign of good luck and good fortune. A new beginning is a game, but for something to start, something has to end. Let me think. I think you're being reminded of your power, your willpower, how much the control that you do have over yourself and your surroundings. I think this will really help you see your creative potential, which I almost want to say is infinite, because creativity can't be capped. That's kind of the whole point. I think loss also helps us make art or express our creativity in beautiful ways. Maybe there's something here about recognizing and expressing your humanity. The color white feels very, very significant, which can symbolize purity. There is something here that needs to be purified. I'm feeling something here about like what I call a spiritual detox. But it's not about getting rid of all of the darkness within you. It's light and dark. You can't have one without the other. It's about making sure there's not too much darkness or too much light. I don't know if there can be too much light, but like, you know what I'm saying. Too much darkness is not a good thing. It really messes with a balance. And I say that vaguely intentionally because I feel like that can be interpreted in many ways, and the number 2 has been kind of haunting me. Not really haunting me, but it was standing out to me before I started recording this, because I have this piece of paper that says 2 p.m. on it. Maybe there's something here significant about the month of April, because that paper also says April. It says Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. I'm going to take it if it resonates. That April 22nd might be specifically significant. I'm going to move on now to drawing out a card from these box of cards, which are cards that I made myself. If you didn't already know, I'm going to use this card to get some guidance from your spirit guides. Whatever you believe in, the energy, the higher power that you believe in, I'm going to ask them for some guidance for you around this ending type of energy. So on one side it says Page of Swords, air, logic, ideas, and intellect. But it was reversed. It says hastiness, overly excited, rushing through, all talk, poor planning, setbacks, disappointment, things not going as planned. This is a shadowy type of energy. What have I been saying about too much darkness here? It's time to find the light. On the other side where it said air, before I started reading this, I had the window open and I thought that during the reading, if I heard the wind, it was going to remind me of the element of air, and it would be part of the reading. But you know, I decided to have the window closed, but somehow air still made its way through. So maybe the element of air or Aquarius. For some reason I just felt something here about Pisces, but the other air signs are Gemini and Libra. Libra is about balance, at least for me, with like the imagery of the scales. And Libra is associated with the Justice card in tarot. Something needs to be returned to a just and balanced place, whether it's yourself a relationship, something outside of you that's connected to your emotions, a creative project that's connected to your emotions. Saying a theme here. Pay attention to your emotions, because that's really, really coming through. But the other side of this card, lots and lots of messages coming through. This rushing forward type of energy, it also reminds me of the Knight of Swords. Remember, this is the Page of Swords. The Knight is about expression. There's a specific focus here on how you express yourself for some reason. It might be a little bit different for everybody, so it's important to reflect on that if you feel called to. Looked at the timer and seeing the number 2 and the number 4, which I always associate together. The number 4 is about stability. There's a chaotic situation that needs to be released or stabilized. And this could be something going on within or outside of you, or both. It feels most likely both. Whenever I saw that this was the Page of Swords, it instantly made me think of the Page of Wands in reverse, which is a disappointed, frustrated, very emotionally expressive energy. You might be struggling or just experiencing some anger or heavy emotions that you're being called to work through. And I'm hearing again the track, the music track with the water. There's really something within you, maybe it's related to your inner child, that needs to be soothed. Maybe you feel called to learn how to self-soothe and, really pay attention, because it can show up in things like unhealthy eating habits, impulse buying. Pay attention to what's going on within and how it's affecting your decisions and your physical reality. There could be something here that you planned, but there's been setbacks and it's just not going the way you thought. And I feel like that might be because you didn't have a full awareness that you need to help you build a foundation. I feel a specific kind of message about... One second. I don't remember it. I'm going to say that probably happened for a reason. For somebody, it could have been something that you're not ready to hear, and I don't want to, it's not my place to tell you things you're not ready to hear. But only take that if it resonates. There's something here that you need to heal. That, what is it that makes you want to rush? What is it that drives your impatience? There's also something here about assuming things, jumping to conclusions. We all do it sometimes. And it's important to make sure that you're communicating clearly. And I want to say respectfully. I feel like the respectfully part is coming from more of your ancestors or a specific ancestor. I saw the number 234 on the timer, which is a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason. There could be an ancestor or many here for somebody that maybe you looked up to, it feels like, or I don't know, they just definitely feel that they are there for you to try to help you to help you pick yourself back up, is what I want to say. A lot of us are going through very challenging things right now, and so the spirit world is here to help. It's here to help offer some light to humanity who live in a not totally dark world, but still enough too much darkness for me. Yeah, so look inward. Where's the darkness coming from, and what can you do with that darkness in a productive, constructive kind of way? How can you make a difference with what you know and what you learn? I don't know if you heard that, but there was like a loud bang outside. There've been a lot of noises because I think maybe they're working on something. But it made me like have butterflies in my stomach. It actually scared me a little bit. So maybe there's something here that you might be anticipating, or there's just some anxiety here in general that you need to look into and not rush through as well. Don't rush through the healing process, the commitment that you are trying to make to yourself. A commitment is, it's called I don't know, when you think of a commitment, I mean, for me personally, I think of something that's long-term. Isn't that what a commitment is? I mean, that's how I'm feeling the energy, something that you want to stay committed to over a long period of time because you know you deserve it. And it could be more than one thing. No matter what it is, though, your spirit guides really, really want you to know that they are there to help you. Someone here as well could feel called to mediumship, or maybe you feel like somebody on the other side came through for you in this reading. The spirit realm wants you to know that it's there for you. There's a whole other layer, believe it or not, to life when it comes to looking into spirituality. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm an advocate for it because it's a personal journey for everyone, and it always surprises people in profound, unforgettable ways. And I want you to have that. I want everybody to have that. That's why I make the readings I do. Actually, this is kind of starting to get a little personal for me because roses are symbolic for my personal journey. Maybe I feel called to talk about that, and then we'll wrap up the reading. This one's getting very, very long, but roses are significant to me because my grandmother, she got a rose vine tattooed on her face, and people were judgmental to her about it, and it inspired me that she didn't care, and she did it anyway. And I was someone who was very afraid of what people thought of me. Definitely not as much anymore, but it's something that always spoke to me, especially because I didn't have that strong of a relationship with my grandmother, but I still saw things, I still saw myself in her. Maybe there is a grandmother coming through for you, maybe my grandmother is here, I don't know. But yeah, I think the universe here is also wanting to push the message to just be yourself and trust that that is the best path forward in life. This is like really a deep choice about, are you going to lead with lies, lying to yourself and those around you, or are you going to lead with the truth, being honest with yourself and those around you, holding yourself accountable and holding everyone else accountable, but of course like a peaceful protest without violence. You know, we all have this fire within us that needs to be expressed, needs to be understood, this passion. So, like I said, whatever creativity related thing you feel called to, I definitely feel that your spirit guides want you to express yourself in that way. And maybe for some people, I already said it in a reading recently, but you might be able to monetize it. And I definitely think we're in crazy times right now. And, you know, just the readings on YouTube itself is kind of part of that. But just as a last message, you are the light in this situation. You lead the way for yourself. So be honest with yourself about how much hope there actually is, how optimistic you should really be.